Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today we're going to be looking at my favorite deck in the meta at the moment, and that is Aphelios Karma. It's not the best deck, I'll say that right away, I won't lie to you. But it does feel strong enough that I think it could be a very off-meta, a very good off-meta contender around like maybe a tier 3, low tier 2-ish kind of deck. But here's the thing. At its heart, it is a fun deck, and isn't that what video games are all about? Having fun. So with that all said and done, let's go look at the deck real quick. Okay, here we go. Now, before we talk about the deck itself and its game plan and all the cards in the deck, I would like to say first, this deck is not a good deck for climbing. Not because it's a bad deck and it will lose a lot of games. The reason I say this is not a good deck for climbing is games are really, really slow. I think on average, every time I win, I'd say I take at least around 20 minutes per game just to win a single game. Now, granted, if your opponent concedes when you start to lock up the game, that speeds up the game, but I've had some games last 40 minutes or even 50 minutes. So this is more of a deck you play just because you want to play a Karma deck, in all honesty. The second thing I'd like to say as well is there's a lot of deck building going on right now for the deck. There's a lot of cards that can be considered that are not in the deck. There's a lot of cards that can be removed for other cards for tech purposes. So it's a very versatile deck. There's a lot of things you can try out. So go crazy with trying out all kinds of different things. Anyway, though, let's look at the current list we have here right now. First off, we have 3 Eye of the Dragons. Not much to say about here. Eye of the Dragon is just one of the main reasons to play Ionia. It's one of the best 2-drops in the game. It's kind of really even a 1-drop thanks to a tune. It's just such a good card. You're easily going to be able to cast 2 spells a turn thanks to the gems from Mountain Goats, Aphelios and his moon weapons, and the Sonic Wave itself as well. Next up, we got Gifts from Beyond. This card pulls double time here, double weight, twice its weight, whatever you want to say. It does 2 good things right here. One, it gives you a moon weapon right away if you really just need a moon weapon. You're usually overpaying for what you're getting. It's like 4 mana to deal 3 or 4 mana to summon a 2-drop from your deck or stun something or whatever. But the versatility is worth the mana cost. And the second reason, and really the main reason for this, is it lets you play Aphelios on curve. It lets you play Aphelios on turn 3. You can play Lunari Duskbringer. I think that's the card I'm thinking of, the 1 mana 2/1 that gives you that burst spell that discounts your next Nightfall unit you play. But I like Gifts from Beyond because Lunari Duskbringer kind of sucks in the late game, and we're not playing Spacey Sketcher, so we don't really have a way to get rid of those cards in the late game to try and get some value, whether that is a Space Doggo, an Equinox, a Moonsilver, a Moonglow, whatever. Still though, really nice card, very good. I've got 2 Mountain Goats here. I've been fiddling around with a number of goats. I've gone from 0 to 3 to 2, and I haven't tried 1 yet, but I might try 1 soon. I like 2 Mountain Goats, not just because Mountain Goat is a strong card and just really, really good, and helps you out because of the synergy with giving a gem, helping out Aphelios, and other such things, but I like it because it helps out Crescendum. I hope I'm naming the right moon weapon. The moon weapon that summons a 2-mana unit from your deck. I like that spell a lot because it helps you get on the board, helps you develop your board presence, and Mountain Goat's just a really good target to hit. While Eye of the Dragon, not so much, even though you'll get the attune off from Eye of the Dragon. So for now, we only have 2. I could see myself going down to 1, putting in more late game, or even going up to 3 if I want to play again, if there's a decent amount of aggro in the meta. Next up, 3 Nopifies. I started with my counterspell suite used to be 2 Nopifies, 2 Denies. I've gone up to 3 Nopifies now because there's a lot of Aphelios in the meta, and countering, specifically Nopifying a moon weapon, is sometimes high value. You can use it to save a unit that's going to die from Calibrum. You can use it to prevent something from getting stunned from Gravitum, or prevent them from summoning something with Crescendum. It's just really good right now. And plus, there are other matchups where this card is good. It's good against any Demacia or Demacia deck thanks to single combat. Good against PNZ thanks to Mystic Shot. You're almost always going to have something to hit here. There are some decks that don't play any spells you can Nopeify, but those are very, very rare. Next up, 3 Sonic Waves. I started with 1, and then I went up to 2, and I have now decided to put in the 3rd Sonic Wave. Sonic Wave here is our removal, like our early game removal, basically. It lets us kill enemy Zoes really quickly. It helps us to deal with Aphelios and just anything problematic that's not attacking in. Normally, our way of killing things is our opponent attacks in and we block, and if they try to do any kind of buffs, we play Hush. We also have other such ways to remove things like Invokes, but not too much. We're mostly just a stall until we get into the late game and win the game. We also have Aphelios with his Calibrum as removal, but it can't target champions, so we have Sonic Wave to try and help us out. Plus, it plays, it's 2 spells in 1 thanks to Resonating Strike, so it has synergy with Eye of the Dragon and Aphelios himself. Next up, Aphelios. It's kind of hard to talk about this guy. He's got so much versatility with him. I mentioned before how I like this deck because it feels like Karma Zoe, but instead of playing Zoe, we play Aphelios, and I really like Aphelios over Zoe in this deck because the problem with Zoe would be you couldn't protect Zoe that well. Sure, you could play things like Sunblessed Vigor and such, but I'd rather just play more value spells in Sunblessed Vigor. And another problem would be Zoe herself and her super cool star chart was subject to the whims of RNG. Sometimes you would think to yourself, I really need Equinox here, and you wouldn't find Equinox. Sometimes I've had it happen where I'm like, okay, literally any unit would be good here, and I would only see 3 spells, like a Moon Silver, a Moon Glow, and an Equinox, or a Crescent Strike. And I'm like, well, that's really bad. Aphelios lets you basically pick what you need when you want it. Yes, there is the condition that you have to Nightfall Aphelios, but I'd say don't be afraid to just play Aphelios as a 3-mana 3/3 if you have nothing to do after passing on turn 1 and 2 and it's turn 3. Unless your opponent is also doing nothing, in which case you can probably pass. But don't be afraid to play Aphelios without his Nightfall, is all I'm saying here. But yeah, this guy's just great. Gives you removal if you need it. Gives you some stuns, some extra board presence, whatever. And then he gives you some life gain in the late game, if you want it with Severum, and a closer with the form of Infernum. Next up, Hush. Sure, the card's been nerfed, but this card is still really good and really, like, kind of nutty, so 3 Hushes. Not much to talk about here. Elusives are popular, kind of just need Hush to fight against elusives. It also kind of can be used to Hush a TF to prevent TF from leveling for that turn. So that's always nice too. Just a really good card. Some lists only play 2 nowadays, and I could see myself going down to 2, but I just like it. It's just really good. Next card, we got Solari Priestess. This card pulls, does double duty right here. Gives us something to do on 3, so we don't just waste our mana if we don't have a way to activate Aphelios on 3. And it gives us some more much-needed removal in the form of comets or meteor showers. It's also just a great card. Like, pretty much every single Celestial you can invoke from Solari Priestess is good. Warrior is usually the worst, and even Warrior is still good as a 5-mana 5/5 challenger. Just a wonderful card. Next up, we have Concussive Palm. Kind of just need to play this card as a way to stall until you can get to your late game. Really nice, though. Helps you buy time against things like elusives until you can actually find a way to deal with them. Lovely card. Also, you have some cute little synergy thanks to us playing Homecoming, so you can Homecoming Tail of the Dragon and replay Concussive Palm. Very nice. Next up, 2 Denies. I talked about this a little earlier with Nopeify. Still a pretty good card. Not that many big spells in the meta right now to counter. Eventually, you might change the numbers. Maybe you'll run 2 Notifies, 3 Denies. Maybe you'd like 3 Denies right now. I like 2 Denies at the moment. Feels good. Next up, Homecoming. card was recently buffed. This card used to be 5 mana. It's now 4 mana. It feels really, really good at 4 mana. I love this card at 4 mana. A lot of the time I've used this card and just use it to get a lot of value. Homecoming to bounce something on my opponent's side back to their hand. Sometimes even a landmark like a 4 mana temple or whatever. Or maybe a big unit if they've played a big unit. And then I would bounce maybe a Solari Priestess or a Fangs back to my hand. Also, it's kind of like a bad Bastion. You can use it to save a high priority target like a Karma. If your opponent's trying to play like a Vengeance from Karma and you don't feel like denying it, or you don't have Deny in hand, you can use Homecoming instead. So, really nice card. I like it as a 2 of. When I first built the deck, I was playing it as a 3 of. Eventually, I cut it down to 2 as I felt 3 was a little too clunky. A lot of the time, I would just be sitting with some Homecomings in hand, waiting until my opponent would play something. So I've gone down to 2 now, and I'm using it more defensively, which is the way I think you should be using Homecoming. Next up, we got Fangs, the Fangs. I like the card. 4 mana, 3/2. Some people think this card is bad and not playable, and their reasoning is it has 2 health as a 4-drop. To all of those people, I point to TF, Twisted Fate. And sure, it's not fair to compare this to Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is so much better and does a lot more stuff, but Fangs is still pretty good. If let's say your opponent does use a Mystic Shot on Fangs, which is the argument against Fangs, is that it just dies to a 2 mana Mystic Shot. Sure, one, they wasted a Mystic Shot on it, which it's mana efficient, of course, but you got a card anyway because of your Invoke. And it's kind of like super cool Star Chart thanks to you getting whatever you want. Sure, you might not see what you want to see. You might want to find like the Serpent, you can't find the Serpent. Or you might want to find an Equinox, you can't find an Equinox, but this card's just so good. And plus, it gives you some life in the mid to late game. So, great card. Also, decent Homecoming target. Next up, 3 Star Shapings. I don't think there's much to talk about here. Star Shaping's just a good card, one of the best target cards out there. Lets you heal whatever you need to heal, whether it's your face or a unit. Heal it up, and then you can gain some life and then gain a win con. Also, you can take Cosmic Inspiration. Cosmic Inspiration with Karma. When she's leveled up, is just so nuts. +4/+4 to everything for the rest of the game is crazy. Really good card. And then next up, we have 3 Karmas. Pretty much our win con, a lot of the time, is just going to be value. Leveled up Karma plus all the value is crazy good. Level up Karma plus level up Aphelios is insane amounts of value. So, yeah, just try to, don't be afraid to play Karma before she's not leveled up if you think your opponent can't deal with her, and you have ways to protect her the next upcoming turn, because the random spells you'll get might actually just win you a game. I've gotten, I believe it's called Go Get It, the 5 mana spell which makes your buffs permanent, and that combined with Aphelios is pretty nuts. I've even considered playing that as a 1-of in the deck. I can't really fit it in there at the moment, but I might in the future. But yeah, that's how you play the deck and how you win. And we have a 1-of Sunburst here over the 3rd Homecoming. This was what the 3rd Homecoming was. I've now put in Sunburst. I like Sunburst here. I just say, oh no, I don't have a way to kill something and I really need to kill it kind of card. Specifically Champion or something. So we put in 1 Sunburst. Just really nice. Anyway, though, that's the deck. Let's go look at some games. I think I'm only going to put in 1 game. Maybe not 2, because like I said earlier, this deck's games are very long, and I don't want this video to be too long and turn into like an hour-long video. So, let's get into a game. Okay, here we go. This might not be a quick or a long game. This might actually be a very fast game. It seems like my opponent's playing a meme deck here. I'm going to assume they're playing the quick attack into flurry deck to try to get a quick double attack OTK in. Keeping Hush was a consideration, but I just want to find some more early game. Okay, Gifts is a nice early start, but this is actually kind of a tough matchup in my opinion. I'm not really sure how I'm going to stop them, in all honesty. Here, I'm just going to pass. I would like to have 6 mana for turn 3 to Sunburst either Riven or Draven. Okay, since they played that, I will just play Mountain Goat and attack in myself, I think.
Death doesn't scare me.
I am more than happy for this trade. I have not actually played against this deck too much. I actually have no idea what to expect from here. I expect things like Rush. Yeah, there's the Draven. I'm expecting Rush, Flurry of Fist, or whatever it's called. I hope I get a Meteor Shower. Thank you.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
I don't also know what the top end of this deck is. I'm actually going to take this damage here, I think. I think this is fine to take this damage. And here, though, not really sure what I'll do. I kind of just want to play another Priestess. Look for maybe Golden Sister here. Ooh. Alright, Warrior is probably the best here. This is basically just, control the board. Early game damage doesn't mean so much here, in all honesty. A little extra chip damage, it seems. It seems like this guy doesn't go all in on the combo. They're just doing a little extra chip damage. And then maybe a single flurry for some good damage in the late game. If they play a unit, I will kill, well, that actually is a perfect thing to kill. I really want to kill Draven, though. Like, Draven's the really annoying one. I think I want to kill this and this. This is the plan. I think I will chump Riven and take 3 from Draven is my plan here. Ooh. Oh, that's... I was not expecting this. This guy is not playing what I thought they're playing. Okay, it looks like I might just lose here. They're playing some weird aggro deck. So now this changes a lot. I'm still probably going to play Warrior. I think I will do this, though. I think I have to chump here and just take the 6.
Now we're cooking.
I think they're trying to level up Draven? Okay. I'm fine with this. Yeah, this is fine. So now... That's a really nice draw. That actually changes a lot. So I think I'll start by Eye of the Dragon into Aphelios, into Calibrum to kill Basilisk Rider.
Yeah, good luck with that, kiddo.
I might play this gem too, just to get a Yes, give me Calibrum. I might play the gem just to get a Dragonling. Another Rune Weaver. So they're gonna level up Riven this next turn. That's gonna be a problem. I would like Gravitum here, please. But yes, this is our this is how the deck plays. In the early game and the mid game, we rely on Aphelios and our spells just to buy us time, and we have our late game win con of Karma. That's a lot of stuff you've done there, opponent. All right, let's do this. I got Gravitum. Nice. Whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. So this should give me a Dragonling.
What is gained when we return
Perfect.
malevolence?
So I've got Homecoming and Concussive Palm. They can't actually play the Blade if they play all 3 of their, well, if they play all of their Reforged Shards, fragments. They can't play the Blade because, well, one, I could, in theory, counter it. But I can also Gravitum. They know I have this Gravitum, too. At least they should know, because they can see what you phase here. You look at this, and they will tell what you are phasing. Is that Overwhelm? No, that's that. Alright, so it seems like they're just buffing up stuff. I assume they'll attack in now. Because if they don't, Gravitum's coming. Okay. That's Overwhelm, I think. No, that's Quick Attack again. Okay. Are they leveling up? Or trying to level up Riven? Yeah, they're trying to level up Riven.
Old tongues are spoken in blood.
So I don't have to worry about... So this guy is just going to concede once I
Surrender and there is
stun whoever gets the blade here, I assume. So this is going to be a very fast game.
Let's do this.
Never mind, they don't want to go for it. Shows what I know. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to chump. I'm going to block like this. And I should chump. Well, actually, I can block like, I can do this. I think I'm going to have to chump with Aphelios like here. And this will put me to 4. I think this is the play. If they have any way to buff something, I have Homecoming to remove whatever they buff. Okay. They threw away a real unit instead of throwing away the blade. This levels up Draven, though. I could... So I'm going to Homecoming here. Recall back my Eye of the Dragon to bounce back Draven to 1, save 6 health. But 2, it also prevents Draven from leveling up. And a level up Draven is really scary right here, I think. So I'll take 3. That's annoying, but whatever. So I think I'll just play Warrior. That's a huge draw. I think I'll play Eye of the Dragon into Warrior. See what they do first. They'll probably just play Draven.
I have the best job.
Sure, opponent. I'm a little scared here, but I'm not too scared yet. Seems they want to buff up Draven.
The time for talk is over.
I am going to attempt this trade. If they want to use Spinning Axe and throw away their last card, that's fine. As long as the last card's not like survival skills. Okay, perfect. I'm surprised. Okay, that's actually really good that they didn't want to trade. That's probably a good card then. Have I seen an Ionia card, by the way? No, this guy's playing... Uh-oh. This guy's playing Basilisk Rider. Basilisk Rider means it's mostly Noxus then. Probably 3, like, denies and that's it. So... That's a huge draw. That Noblify keeps me really safe. They can't play anything here. This is fine.
Your attack is obvious.
If they have Flurry, I can heal up. So I'll just trade off here. I think is the good play. Just take 5. Sure. And I think, like, gifts. Well, GG. Good game, opponent. Pure value. Don't even need karma, boys. Okay, welcome back to the deck. I feel like that was a good game. That was a very good game to show off this deck. We didn't get to see karma, but we got to see how the deck likes to play. We kind of just were able to slowly eke out an advantage in terms of a card advantage against our opponent. They kept throwing away cards for nothing because they were a more aggressive deck, while we just basically played defense. And then we got to a point where we had a large hand, a large amount of cards. Our opponent pretty much had nothing in hand, and we could take the game in the direction we wanted. I still had a lot of good stuff. Most of my good stuff was still in the deck too. I still had my karmas. I still had my fangs. You saw in that game just how good Homecoming was. Homecoming prevented 6 damage, and it brought back Eye of the Dragon. Bouncing back Eye of the Dragon wasn't so good. It forced me to replay it, but it's, you know, it's fine. So yeah. Really nice game. That wasn't even a good draw, in all honesty, I think. Drawing that many gifts from Beyond kind of hurt me because I was playing against a more champion-centric deck. And this deck does kind of not like to play against very champion-centric decks. In other words, decks where you want to kill your opponent's champions, like a Draven deck, an Ezreal deck, a Twisted Fate deck, a Zoe deck, a Fizz deck. Zoe and Fizz decks, we have Hush, though, and Sonic Wave, so those aren't as bad, but still. Yeah, I think that was a good example of how to play this deck and this game, our game plan, whatever you want to call it. Just get a lot of value, stall and stall and stall, and eventually our cards will carry us to victory. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Aphelios has been really fun so far. I've loved this guy. I'd like to hear your thoughts on Aphelios and whether you think he is strong, OP, or not that strong. If you think he's not that strong, I'm sorry to say, but you're a little wrong. No offense. Anyway, though, thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, though, as well, of course, please be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. If you guys want to keep up with the Runeterra content, you can always subscribe to me over here on the channel. And if you guys want to watch me play some more Runeterra, you can always go and check me out at my Twitch TV account at twitch.tv/Zenaton. I play there, play a lot of Runeterra there pretty much every single day. And with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. I hope to see you all in the next one, though. So, bye!